The opinions expressed in this show are the views of the host and not necessarily that of WTRW, 94.3 The Talker, or the Bold Gold Media Group.
The following presentation is paid for by Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate, who is solely responsible for its content. Portions transcribed.
All Century 21 real estate offices are independently owned and operated.
Good morning and welcome to the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm Jackie Ruddy, broker, and with my co-host, fellow realtor, husband, Pat Devaney. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you today?
I'm doing well also. We have with us Nicole Clark again.
Hello.
Hello, top producer with Century 21 Jack Ruddy Real Estate. Also Quality Service Award-winning realtor. Thank you for all your efforts. You've been doing this 11 years. We thank you for coming in and talking to us about the state of the real estate market. We're here every Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m., where we talk real estate. We have an exceptional real estate office with many relentless realtors who've been guiding, assisting, and advising clients in real estate matters for over 50 years.
During the week, feel free to email us with any questions you have at questions@jruddy.com. That's questions@jruddy.com. Or you can give us a call at 570-344-6724. And when you go to jruddy.com, click on the webcam tab, see what's going on at Dumore Corners. We get 20,000 hits a month on that camera. It's unbelievable.
That's awesome.
How many people hit it?
From all over the world.
All over the world.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All over the world.
Yeah. View our listings, search the MLS listings, and listen to archive radio shows by visiting jruddy.com. That's mobile friendly, JRUDDY.com. And we also have all the podcast apps that we feature this radio show on. They're all listed there. And remember to look us up on social media. Okay, Nicole Clark. Want to give me a little history about you? Why did you get into real estate? What areas you serve? What's your specialty?
I got into real estate when I purchased and sold a home, and I just really liked the whole process. So I serve Wayne County, Susquehanna County, Luzerne, and Lackawanna. I go pretty much everywhere.
Yeah.
Right.
And you work equally with buyers and sellers.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So sometimes there's realtors that like to do one or the other, but...
No, I like to do 100% of my job.
Okay, great. Now, 44% of buyers agents say that staging a home increases the value of it. Do you agree or disagree with that statement?
I don't agree that it increases the value. I think it presents better.
So, yeah, it has an effect on buyers.
Definitely. I mean, people can, when you go into a house that has nothing and it's just blank and blah, people have to try to visualize. And when it's staged, they don't.
It helps them picture themselves in the home?
Yes. It makes it more, I would say, it gives you a cozier feeling.
Okay. Now, what do you have to say about people that not only don't stage a home, but want to sell the home as is?
Okay.
When you open the closet and everything falls out on you?
Well,
no,
I don't like that one.
Not necessarily that.
Not
but
that
there's
house?
sometimes there's listings that they for whatever reason, maybe they don't have the time, they don't have the money, they don't want to put in the effort to make repairs or upgrades. And, maybe they're from out of the area or they have, other responsibilities in life, whatever the case might be. And they just they are all about, we're going to sell this home, we're going to price it, but we're selling it as is. We'll give them the keys at closing, but that's it.
Okay. So in Pennsylvania, a buyer, if the seller agrees, so there's no other offers, let's say, and they have one offer, and the buyer wants to do an inspection. They have every right to do an inspection, and the seller, if they accept their offer, they have that right. You can tell them as is till you're blue in the face, but they can also come back and ask you for money off or repairs via a buyer's reply to inspection. So in my mind, as is, I don't know. As is really
You can say it,
Right.
but it still comes down to what the buyer.
It's still negotiable.
Right. So Pennsylvania, and a lot of people don't realize this.
Right.
We are an as-is state. In the contract, it is an as-is once due diligence occurs.
Ding, ding, ding.
So
Right.
due diligence would be the inspection process.
Right.
Which the buyer can't be forced not to have.
Right. And
It's
also,
their decision.
right. And if they're financing, there's going to be an appraiser who goes through.
Right.
And then if an appraiser wants repairs, your as is no longer, what does that mean? You
Right.
know what I mean?
So I find that a lot of times the seller, and I understand, they want to control it. They
Right.
want to control, like, look it, give me my number and let's go to closing. And that's it. And I understand that from
Right.
that perspective. But there's so much else that goes into it.
Right.
Appraisers, inspectors. And when the buyer elects to do an inspection and something comes up that they did not anticipate, it's back to the drawing board.
Right. And a lot of people don't understand that. They just say, well, I told you I was selling it as is.
And I'm not making any repairs.
Right, right.
But there's sometimes like radon, wood infestation.
Right.
These are things that come up on an inspection report that a lot of owners and sellers don't realize are in the home, and they're an environmental concern, and it's something that has to be disclosed to any future. If that deal fell through, it has to be disclosed to all potential purchasers moving forward.
Well, and that's the other part. And a lot of people do not understand that. So they'll say, you know what, I don't want to deal with that buyer. Get him out of here. You know, I said as is. Now we're putting it back on the market, and now you have to disclose all that information.
Right.
So, you know.
Now, what if you get an FHA loan? They come in and they do an
Well,
inspection.
usually on an as-is home, I would suspect that you're not going to be able to do in a government-insured loan like FHA or VA. I would suspect that there's probably...
Yeah. So, like,
There's
if
probably
you were,
issues.
Yeah.
if I have a buyer who's adamant on seeing a home and they have an FHA mortgage, and I know I walk up to the property, there's no handrails, there's peeling paint. I'll tell them, like, yeah, you can make an offer. Everything's negotiable, but a lot of the times the seller will say, well, they're responsible for the FHA repairs.
The buyer.
The buyer. So
They put it back on the
Yeah.
buyer, the financial responsibility.
Right.
And if they're going FHA,
They probably don't
Right.
have the money.
they probably don't have the money.
Right. So what I do as a buyer's agent to protect my buyer is like, how much money would you be able to afford if we needed to do repairs to get you this house that you have to have? And they'll tell me a number, and then I put that into the contract. Because the flip side of that is if you don't put a number in and you say
Yeah.
they'll make the repairs, what if the repairs are $12,000 and they were thinking more like $2,000?
Right.
Right. So you have
Right.
to protect your buyer that way.
So the pros for a seller, they think, is to save time, save upfront expense, and then no negotiations. Like
Right.
the number's the number. But the cons to as is, and sellers should keep this in mind when they're trying to sell something as is, that it will deter buyers. It could sit on the market longer, and it could attract less attractive offers. So there's options. That's why talking to someone like Nicole, who's been doing it for some time, who's a top producer, has seen it all in
Yes.
the real estate business, it's worth a discussion.
Absolutely. I have one of these now, these type of properties. I've tried to have these discussions. Some people listen, some people don't. And, it's not selling.
Right, but it's being shown.
It's
Quite
being shown
a lot.
Like, and that's the thing. So a lot of showings. But a lot of people are not attracted to that.
Well,
whole-
that person also resides out of the area in a very different type of real estate market.
Right.
And they can't hear what you're saying.
Exactly. So, yeah, we run into that too.
We run into that too. But okay. Let's move on to another topic.
All right.
So, Generation Zers. Do you know who they are, Pat?
No, I don't.
Born between 1997 and 2012.
Oh, the Gen Z?
Yeah.
Patrick's a Gen Z.
Okay, so what is their top national concern? This is by Solar Reviews. This was a survey conducted by Solar Reviews.
Oh, they were a survey
Oh,
company?
jeepers.
Boy, I never heard of them.
Right. So these people are 18 to 30.
I don't
Okay.
the price of rent, I don't know.
Inflation, cost
Inflation.
of living.
Yeah.
You're right. Okay. 2, healthcare system. 3, environment, climate change. 4, job market, unemployment. 5, the housing market. These are their concerns. So they are prioritizing eco-friendly home features when saving for and buying their first homes. So they want to recycle, reduce electricity and water use, avoid single-use plastics. They compost, they reduce food waste, and they are purchasing sustainable products and services. Have you seen this with your younger buyers, that they're putting an emphasis on eco-friendly?
In a market without inventory, no.
Right.
No.
Okay.
No.
But
Not happening.
What percentage of buyers are between 18 and 30? I mean,
Very
it's
low.
Very small.
And especially the last few years. I mean,
Right.
because of the price of living, I think that number's probably decreased.
Yeah, and you'll probably see that type of activity in a different type of market.
Yeah, not ours.
Not ours.
No.
72% of millennial homeowners report they have home surveillance.
Who's a millennial? What year? How? You're a millennial?
I believe so.
Okay.
Nearly 70% of Gen Z said they have surveillance, 47% of Gen X, and 30% of boomers have home surveillance. Now, this is according to Lending Tree. So let's talk about surveillance.
Oh, let's talk about it.
Because I think a lot of Pennsylvania Association of Realtors came out recently, like the last couple years, saying, listen, people, when you're looking at houses, they say this to the realtors, you must assume that there's some recording device or camera on the premises.
That's the rule. That's my rule.
Okay. So
You're always being watched.
right, expect them.
Right.
And this is not a violation of the prospective buyer's privacy.
Right. If you're in a public place, there is absolutely no expectation of privacy. That's why you can have cameras outside.
So on the way in, I normally remind my buyers, like, just so you know, you just assume that you are on camera. So if you want to discuss like your offer or things of that nature, don't do it while we're in the house.
Right. And don't.
Because you don't. The flip side of that is, if we're having, people get excited, they're in a house, they want the house, then they start saying things, and then the seller's listening to everything that they're saying.
Whether you can see the camera
Right.
or not.
Right.
Right. And so I know this, but even, whether the owners are living there or not.
Right.
Right.
They could be in Florida watching you. I've seen that many times.
And they have the right to watch their property.
Right.
But watch what you say.
Well, yeah, exactly. So,
And I understand it sometimes puts off people, but it is what it is.
That's right.
It's security.
Listen, if it's a put off, you shouldn't be out shopping for homes, because everywhere you go, they're going to be.
That's right.
Right.
Right. That's a fear you have to get over. But don't discuss things if you're interested in something, I would say, in front of it.
Don't tip your hand.
Right. And if you don't like something, maybe keep that to yourself, too.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. That's right. You don't want to be saying bad things about the house.
The owners do take offense.
Right. That's very personal.
You shouldn't take, here's the thing. Like, you're selling your home. Everyone's going to have a different opinion.
Absolutely.
Just like we talked earlier about politics. Everyone has a different opinion of everything. And, I think as a seller, you shouldn't take it too personally, but some will.
Absolutely.
Well, and then you have people in your house that are strangers, and they are opening cabinets and closets. And it's really not something that shouldn't happen, because they need to see the storage.
Right.
They need to see what type of cabinets, if they're pull-out drawers, if they're clean, if the appliances are included. They need to open that oven, open the refrigerator doors.
I'm working with buyers right now who are terrified to open up closets and cabinets. And I'm like, you have to do this. You need to know if your stuff fits, if it's going to work for you. Open up the door.
If the door opens and it's going to fall off.
Right, exactly. And they're like, are you sure? I'm like,
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
It's not an invasion of privacy.
No.
Yeah, but yeah, so these are the things that have to happen. You know, buyers have to understand that, sellers have to understand it. So
Right.
And then you get the nosy ones, right? So there's
they're
both
not
hands.
being nosy, right?
Well, some people are. But
Yeah, well, when they're looking at pictures, wondering if they know who the owners or their friends are. That,
Right.
Yeah. Or, I mean, never open a dresser drawer.
Oh, no, you don't open people's furniture or their jewelry box, but, like a closet, you're
A
going to need
medicine
that closet.
cabinet.
And that's why we're there to tell them no.
Well, and here's the other thing is if you're going to sell your house, here's some suggestions I have. If you have prescription medication or jewelry or things that people should not have their hands on, lock it up. If you have a safe, put it in a safe. If you need to give it to your sister to hold on to, whatever you got to do. I mean, if you feel uncomfortable with that.
Yeah. Yeah, true. Okay. Very good advice because sometimes we've all heard those stories.
Yep,
I mean, it doesn't
absolutely.
happen a lot, but it could.
Right.
All right. The average home buyer put down $42,375 as a down payment in January,
Wow.
marking the lowest amount. That's the low end in 2 years.
That's national, right?
Yeah, Redfin reported this.
Okay.
This is 35% lower than the average down payment during the high of the housing market, which was in June of 2022. Mm-hmm. It's 30% higher than levels pre-pandemic. So,
Okay.
Yeah, so it's still high,
Right.
but it's lower than the peak. So this is the third consecutive month of the average down payment dropping. The median down payment in January 2023 represented 10% of the home's price, down from 13.5% in January 22. What do you say? What are you seeing in terms of down payment in our area? It's nowhere near this number. It's a lot lower.
It's actually lower, right? And, there is a lot of people who utilize the FHA mortgage, which is 3.5% down. Yeah, so, I mean, you usually see 3.5%, to be honest with you. That's what we see the most of.
Of the sales price, 3.5%.
I mean, when everything costs as much as it does and inflation's through the roof, people just don't have the money that they used to put down.
Well,
And the prices are higher.
Right. Despite the market still suffering from low inventory, high mortgage rates are also deterring some would-be buyers, generally leading to less competition. Buyers are less likely to put down more, and the percentage of all cash purchases reached a 9-year high.
I know.
In Pennsylvania, home buyers put significantly less of a down payment than the national average. In Philly, buyers put down $21,750, and that's representing 8.8% of the home purchase price. In Pittsburgh, home buyers only put down $12,500, representing 5% of the home purchase price.
Okay, so I also think that the interest rates are the highest they've been in recent years. And I think sometimes the idea is to put down less and to hopefully refinance when the rates go down. Mm-hmm. I think that's an idea that people have too.
Okay. All right. Nicole Clark, tech producer with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. How does someone get in touch with you?
My cell phone, anytime, 570-881-6443.
Thank you. Pat?
Yes, we have an affordable 3-bedroom home. It's at 99 Green Street in Edwardsville for only $120,000. This is a half double. It's on a manageable 30 by 72 lot. This home has an updated kitchen and plenty of living space. This home is located in the Wyoming West School District, and it has low taxes of only $1,900 a year. You could live here and build equity for what you are now paying in rent. That's a 3-bedroom, half double at 99 Green Street for only $120,000, and that's listed by Christy Shannon of our office.
Stick around for more Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. We will resume right after a short intermission. When considering to sell or buy a home, why choose Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate? Let me tell you why. 70% of home buyers settle for the first agent they meet, and many regret it. 90% of home sellers hire an agent, but was it the right choice? Don't have agent remorse. I'm Jackie Ruddy, and I've been in and around the real estate business for most of my life. And at Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, we've been selling real estate for half a century. But we do not do it halfway. You deserve better than average. average doesn't help you. We know it's all about you and what you need. Century 21 is the #1 in brand awareness, is the most recognized name in real estate, and is the most respected in the industry. In this market, if you dream big, you need to move fast. So it makes perfect sense to contact Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate, 570-344-6724, and visit jready.com. That's JRUDDY.com. Back in action here on the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 FM The Talker. I'm here with Pat Devaney, fellow realtor.
Husband. We're back.
Drone operator.
Yes.
Sign installer.
Yep. I wear many hats.
Maintenance
Yes, he does.
man at 111 West Drinker. Yes.
I know there's something we're missing.
And Jackie Reddy, broker. That would be me. And Nicole Clark.
Hello.
Hello. Top producer with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate. All right. Let's do a call to action, Nicole. You have a buyer that cannot find something.
That is correct.
Listen up, people. If you have a house that's like this, please give Nicole a call.
So I'm looking for like a luxury end listing. Between $650,000 and $950,000. That has 5 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and they specifically want something with public water and public sewer. Around between 4,500 square feet to 6,000 square feet, and 2 to 3 car garage.
How much land?
Land is not really a big thing. It doesn't matter. They don't want something big, to be honest with you. So I would say under an acre.
Okay. Good. Anybody out there that has a property that fits that description, please give Nicole Clark a call at
570-881-6443.
Okay. Moving right along. The 2024 profile of home buyers and sellers. The median age for buyers, first-time home buyers.
First time?
Now?
40?
I was going to say it's going to be, I'd say 42.
38.
Oh,
All right.
I went
And
over. So if this is the price is right, I lost because I went over.
you did.
the median age for buyers, repeat buyers, people that bought again,
44.
43.
61.
61.
Really?
Yeah, I know. That's shocking, isn't it? So the marital status, 62% were married couples, 20% were single females, 8% were single males. Once again, females dominate. 6% unmarried couples. Okay.
Right.
62% married couples.
Yes.
Okay.
Very interesting, right?
Yes, very interesting.
Childless households on the rise.
Yes, I see a lot of that, people without kids.
In 2023, the breakdown of households with and without children was married, no kids, 29%, single, no kids, 29%, married parents, 17.9%, single parents, 7.4%, and other, 16.3%. One of the biggest groups to see change has been single households without children. In 1960, they accounted for 13%. That was 6.9 million of all households. Now the number has more than doubled to 38.1 million. Married parents has drastically decreased since then, making up 44% of households in 1960. The group has seen a 26% decrease. In 2023, single-parent households reached their lowest share since 1977 when they accounted for 7% of households. Other types of households have become more common, doubling since 1960. This group includes family households, such as adult relatives, and non-family households, such as non-married partners or roommates. Overall, the group has remained the steadiest is the married households without children. That stayed consistently between 28% and 31% since 1960. Now, this is information you're going to love to hear, Nicole.
Let's hear it then.
For sale by owner transactions hit an all-time low,
Yeah, it's not easy to be a realtor.
making up only 6% of all home sales. And this is according to the 2024 profile of home buyers and sellers.
Fantastic news.
There's a lot to do in
There
a real
is.
estate transaction. It is a lot more than some people think. a lot of people credit us with only putting a sign in the front yard and opening doors. And in fact, the media last year.
Yeah, it didn't do us any justice, did they? Right.
But there's a lot to it.
Oh, there's a lot to it. And I think that's what happens with a lot of for sale by owners. They realize it's not as easy as they thought it was.
So if I'm selling my home on my own, do I have to fill out a seller's disclosure?
Yes, you do.
Oh, I do?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of people don't realize this, but the reason why there's such a decline is because, and this is at the heart of the truth here, is they actually sell for a lot less money.
They do.
For sale by owners leave a lot of money on the table, but the reason they choose to do a for sale by owners
is to save money.
They think they're saving money.
But they're losing money.
They lose money.
Because they sell the home too cheap.
Mm-hmm. Well, what normally happens, I see, is the pattern is they start super high, higher than a realtor would suggest, and then you just see the price just keep slashing and slashing and slashing, and then they end up selling it for less than we would have, recommended, even with,
and you probably
compensation.
And you have a much larger exposure to a potential pool of buyers than they do sticking a yard sign in and going on one or two flunky websites. Right.
So you'll see the price slash, and I'll even call these people and say, I see that you've reduced your price like $30,000 since the last time I spoke to you. Why don't you let me come in there and talk to you and get you more money than that? And they're, some will, entertain your offer, and then others will just say, no, I've got this. And then you see when it closes, it closed actually lower than what they slashed the price. And I always think, why didn't they call me?
But it's usually to someone they know.
Right. Like a family member all of a sudden scoops it up at discount clearance price.
Or someone they know that they trust. Well, I mean.
But they save the commission.
We'll talk about, if you like to get ripped off by people you trust, it's interesting.
That's it.
Right.
It's the ones that'll do
weird.
it.
More than half have called the selling process stressful, with some of the top stressors being getting the home price right, selling within the length of time they need, and understanding and completing the required paperwork.
Right.
So, according to the National Association of Realtors, 90% of sellers use an agent this year, and 87% would highly recommend the agent that they used.
Oh, that's a good number.
It is good.
The top services that sellers need and want from their real estate agent are the marketing end of it,
right?
Pricing the home competitively, help with the time frame needed, and helping find ways to fix up items that would help it sell better, and help finding a buyer for the home.
Right.
So those are things that they rely on us for, and so it's not easy, and so call an expert.
Definitely not easy.
Right.
At all.
We do a lot.
We do
From
do a lot.
Start to end.
We do things that you did not even mention. I've done, oh man, just a lot.
Mm-hmm. Because we've been through the process multiple times, and we're able to navigate it.
I've actually painted a house to get it through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we do so many things.
And one of the things about our office is that we have a support system. We have people that will assist the agents.
Right.
I mean, so you're not going this alone. It's not like you're reporting to someone sitting on a beach in Miami or something like that. It's I do the signs.
Or maybe you are.
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm on a beach right now and I don't know it.
Right.
I identify as being on a beach, but that's another story.
I think you would really like to be on a beach.
I would like to be on a beach.
I do too, in New Jersey.
But anyway,
somewhere.
I mean, we have somebody that does the signs. We pictures, and we have all the people in our office that are there to support you. So our office is, what do you think?
We're full of resources. I've worked a couple places, and, first of all, I had to compete against my broker, which is always fun. And then you need somebody's help or assistance, and good luck. You won't find anyone, and we don't have that problem where we're at all. You can if you can't find Jackie, you can find somebody else.
Yeah, I don't compete. I'm not going to compete.
Oh yeah, no.
She's not trying to get your sale.
No, exactly, and that's huge. That is a really, really huge thing.
Well, we're a close-knit office, and everybody gets along.
Oh, absolutely.
Which is why people excel. Nicole Clark, top producer with Century 21 Jack Ruddy. How does someone get in touch with you?
My cell phone at 570-881-6443.
Remember, tune in next weekend, Saturday at 11 a.m., Sunday at 11:30 a.m. to listen to more of the Real Estate Roundtable with Century 21 Jack Ready Real Estate on 94.3 The Talker.